So this is our Talley Student Union. It is the heart of campus for us here at NC State. If you're ever here, you'll see tons of students walking around, interacting with each other, studying, but it's also a really great place to come and eat lots of different cool foods. One of my favorite places we have here is One Earth, and that has a rotating menu where you can go and you can check out different foods from around the world every single week. Apart from that, we have our bookstore, which is right behind me actually. The top floor is everything you need NC State related. So you can go and get sweatshirts or shirts, whatever it may be, you can probably find it. Downstairs below the apparel is all of our books. So as a student, I order my books through NC State and I pick them up right downstairs. It's really convenient and it's an awesome thing for us. Upstairs are a few of our different student centers, the GLBT Center, like Cultural Student Affairs, as well as our Women's Center. So those are great places for students to go, meet with faculty, other students that share similar interests and enjoy that space. As well as some cool things like Stewart Theater. I'm in an a cappella group here on campus, and we always have a performance in Stewart Theater at the end of every semester, and that's a really enjoyable thing for me. I get back in touch with my arts roots, and yeah, so that's Talley. All right, so this is Price Music Center. This is one of our really cool resources on campus because it's where students can go kind of get back in touch with their arts side. As I said earlier, I'm in an a cappella group, so this is where we rehearse twice a week. You can also go into different study rooms and practice instruments or just hang out and study. It's home to our choral groups as well as our marching band. It's a really awesome resource for students. Here at State, we don't offer any music majors, but we do have music minors. So we recognize that some students, although it might not be a big part of their lives, they can still come in, they can learn music, they can kind of separate themselves from their academics and use this as an awesome resource. Right across from Price Music Center is our Carmichael Complex. It's a really, really awesome gymnasium that has everything you could ever imagine. There's multiple swimming pools, tennis courts. There's a desk where you can go and check out kayaks and canoes. Literally anything you could probably imagine, you could check out here. So I highly recommend checking that out if you're ever on campus. One really cool thing about State is we do have to take two gym classes. I'm currently enrolled into triathlon, so that's a really fun one, but we have some that range from triathlon to swimming to step aerobics. Anything you can imagine you can probably do. It's a really awesome resource, so definitely check that out. All right, so right behind me is Holmes Hall. This is a really important building on campus because it's actually home to all of our advisors for our Exploratory Studies College. Basically what that is first-year students can come in undecided. They pick a few majors that they're interested in, and then they work really close with their advisors to plan a lot of their general education classes early. They take those and they can decide what they want to do a little bit later in college. It's really cool because they still graduate on time. It just gives them that opportunity to explore a little bit more and figure out what they want to do. Right across Holmes Hall is actually where all those students live. So they can walk right outside, across the street, and meet with their advisors. A couple other buildings that are really close to Holmes Hall are our Student Health Center in Witherspoon. Within the Student Health Center is the bottom floor, which has our pharmacy, a shot clinic for allergies. It has dental as well as regular checkups. We can do basically everything but surgery, which is a good thing. Upstairs is our counseling center. That's an awesome resource because here at State, I have learned that we're trying to change the stigma that counseling is a bad thing. A lot of my friends have went in for group counseling or solo counseling because we recognize that college can be stressful, and that's a great resource to use. Within Witherspoon, we like to call that our lecture hall by day and our movie theater by night. You can go in and swipe your student ID and actually watch a free movie, get some popcorn and hang out. I've done that personally a few times just to unwind after a long week. As well as upstairs in that building is all of our student media. So if you're interested in writing for the newspapers or DJing for our local radio station, you can do that, and those are paid positions. So definitely have that on your radar. So this is actually my favorite stop on the tour because we're talking about housing, which was probably the most exciting thing for me, figuring out where I'm gonna live, who I'm gonna be around. So first I want to start out with a few buildings that are behind me. Those are Tucker and Owen. Those are hall style. So basically what that means is there are rooms on each side of the hallway, and at the end of the hallway are all the accommodations like showers and stalls. I never lived hall style, but I know my friends that did. They really loved it. They enjoyed the experience, and they never had to wait on showers or anything because that's a common misconception. For me personally, I lived in Bowen Residence Hall, which is one of our tri-towers. It's actually right around this area as well, and that's suite style. So essentially what that means is it's like a miniature hallway. There were 5 rooms within that hallway, so there were 10 guys total, and then we shared a bathroom with 2 stalls and 2 showers. I really enjoyed that experience because I actually got really close with the guys that lived in my suite with me. And in addition to that, if you have any questions about how clean the bathroom was, we have a cleaning staff that comes into both hall style and suite style, and they clean our bathrooms for us. I absolutely love them. They did a great job, and we were really, really appreciative of that. Apart from residence halls and living, I wanted to talk a little bit about our villages. I was in a village for my first 2 years. I came back as a mentor my sophomore year. It was the Impact Leadership Village, but I think we have a total of about 15 villages. You can go online and apply to be in those. Basically, it's a collection of students that share similar interests, whether it's major specific or not. So mine focused on community outreach and leadership, whereas some of them focus on sustainability. Some are engineering. We have an engineering village. We have women in engineering and STEM. There's all kinds of really cool opportunities. It helped me step out of my comfort zone and build really cool relationships, so definitely check those out. This is a thing that we created a long time ago so students can come and express themselves. If you ever come to our campus, you'll see that for the most part it's graffiti free except for this one tunnel, but you can come in and you can spray paint anything you could imagine. So if you're celebrating somebody's birthday, you're campaigning for student government, or you just want to advertise for a club or organization, you can come in here, buy a can of spray paint and put whatever you'd like. I came out here a lot of times with my friends, and I've spray painted to advertise for some stuff we're having, for the a cappella group or the village that I was in, and I'm really thankful for something like this so we can just express ourselves freely. Currently standing in the Brickyard, which is the hustle and bustle of North Campus. It's where a lot of cool things happen, like tabling, selling stuff for different clubs and organizations. One of my favorites I like to highlight is Shackathon. Students partner with Habitat for Humanity. They actually build little shacks here on the Brickyard, and they raise money all week to give back to Habitat for Humanity to fund a house here in the Wake community. In addition to that, we have the Atrium, which is a food court style eating place here, which has all kinds of different places. Especially my favorite is the Chick-fil-A. I go there all the time. I'm not tired of it yet, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. The last thing I wanna mention is D.H. Hill Library. It's one of the two main libraries that we have here. 9 floors, there's different study rooms where you can go in and group study. There's makerspace with 3D printers, and there's recording studios. Literally anything you need, you can find there. All right, so this next stop is Hillsborough Street. It's a street that runs across the backside of all of main campus. It's a really cool place for students to go. There's tons of eateries and shops where you can hang out on the weekends or during the weekday. As you may see behind me, there's a Target. This actually opened up after my first year here at State, and I was really excited about that. I never drive if I don't have to, so I can actually walk from my apartment down Hillsborough and go shop for whatever I need. Every year we have this huge event called Pack-a-Palooza. That is the end to our Wolfpack Welcome Week. We actually shut down all of Hillsborough Street. We bring out different clubs and organizations, and then we have a concert at the Bell Tower. There's been some really awesome bands the past few years, so I was fortunate to get to see some of those. Another thing I wanted to mention about Hillsborough Street is you'll see a lot of our Wolf Line buses going down the street. Our bus system works all around campus, main campus, and Centennial. It's really easy to use. You can actually download an app. You can find your bus routes and you can take that wherever you need to go between this campus and Centennial. I'm currently standing at the 1911 building, which is at the top of our core to North Carolina. It's one of our mini green spaces here on campus, and it's one of my favorites to go outside, hang out with my friends, throw some frisbee, and just relax after a long week. In addition to that, anytime we get a big snow, it's awesome for snowball fights, so definitely check that out. This area is home to our College of Humanities and Social Sciences, so if you're interested in English or history or education, this is a great spot for you. In addition to that, it houses our Page Hall, which has all of our advisors for engineering. So if you're a first-year student in engineering, you can always walk from your residence hall to meet with your advisor rather than going to Centennial campus. If you're ever on the core of North Carolina, you can actually see our bell tower, which is a very famous symbol of NC State. We often light it red anytime we have a big victory in athletics, or we have a new professor, get a grant, or something like that. So the bell tower is an awesome place for us to hang out, celebrate big victories, and it's a really awesome symbol for the university. So I'm currently standing at Sass Hall, which is home to all of our different mathematics courses. Here at this stop, we like to talk about academics. A few of the things I want to highlight, first being our academic advisors. Each student is given an advisor that they have to work with to plan their classes. We actually have to meet with our advisors each semester to plan the next semester. And before we do that, we meet with them, we talk about our plan and how everything's going so that we stay on track. In addition to that, all of our professors are required to have office hours. This is a time where they sit in their offices and they wait for students to come meet with them to talk about old tests, homework, or just get to know them a little bit better. I highly recommend going to meet with your professors because it's a great way to build a relationship and get any of the help that you may need. The last thing I want to mention is that we have some large classes. So my chemistry classes may be 250 to 300 people, but we have these things called problem sessions or labs in which we go and work with the TAs, go through different problems, and just work the old homework. So that is something I'm thankful for because it is a smaller class setting. I'm currently standing at Reynolds Coliseum, which is one of our most famous buildings on campus. It houses a lot of different sporting events, most notably our women's basketball. It's also home to the 1974 and 83 men's national championships, which we still love to talk about because it's pretty exciting for us. In addition to this building being an awesome place for different sporting events, it also has had many really cool speakers such as Martin Luther King Jr. and a lot of different presidential candidates. If you're ever on campus, feel free to walk through and see our different Walk of Champions or our Hall of Fame for athletes.